Sir, Chairman Navy, I have 50 vessels with the Navy that will go to war for this country without recourse to OMS. We will go to war. That we can go to war for this country without recourse. They don't need to contact us before they go to war. That we have with the Navy. That is the extent of our commitment to national development. Our records are there in NFPC. Our records are there in NOC.
We fondly remember Captain Dr. Idahosa Okunbo as we celebrate the 4th posthumous birthday anniversary on January 7th, 2025. Though gone, Captain Dr. Idahosa Okunbo, JP, remains in the annals of the giants and pioneers of the oil and gas sector. He remains in the pantheon of honor and fame of those who stood out in the service of the fatherland, like we talk glowingly of Nigeria's founding fathers. He started out as a young trained aircraft pilot. He later in life would find his hands in agriculture, farms, hospitality business, and in philanthropy. With chairmanship and membership of corporate organizations in Nigeria and overseas, and has contributed immensely to youth empowerment in his own state, Edo State, and beyond. In 2012, the American Congress honored him with African Titan Award for being a voice of the Niger Delta people. The prestigious Citadel of Learning, the University of Benin, also honored him that year with a doctorate degree in November 2012 in recognition of his community service and achievements as an outstanding entrepreneur. Then again, Vanguard Businessman of the Year 2016 and other numerous awards followed. Here is a man who rose from a lowly background to become a legend, for over 30 years to become a mega star as the first private marine security outfit owner, and through his energy and vision became the executive chairman of Ocean Marine Solutions Limited, a company providing security to IOCs, international oil companies like Shell and Chevron. Oil and gas sector in Nigeria appears so far from the dark days of fuel queues, unstable pump prices, availability of products, and a general collapse of the sector. Accompanying that was a diminishing revenue to the federal government and less distribution of revenues to the subnational states. This is not to talk of foreign exchange scarcity. The picture today is so vastly different. Dangote refinery is up and running, even if not at its full capacity of 650,000 barrels a day. And surprise, surprise, NNPC, that was for years the sole processor and afterward nearly the sole fuel importer, has turned around to become a refiner. It was always meant to be. Port Harcourt Refinery is finally producing naphtha and a few other byproducts, among which is PMS. And just a few days back, Warri Refinery is up and running again, even if at about 60% of capacity. But the problems that bedeviled the industry, vandalization of pipelines and illegal refineries, This dual tragedy is being battled by the Nigerian Navy and Tantita Security Services of the famous Tompolo. However, it must be said that what Tantita is doing today is nothing new. What he's doing today was the pioneering idea and the brainchild of Captain Hosa Okunbo and his Ocean Marine Solutions, which helped turn the fortunes of NNPC back in 2015. All these turnaround developments have been singularly due to the drive and tenacity of President Tinubu, who is the petroleum minister, the management of NNPC, and the huge investment of Aliko Dangote. We may sing hallelujah today, but we cannot forget the dark days when NNPC refineries in Warri and Port Harcourt were hardly in operation between 2011 and 2015. The why? No crude could come in through the dedicated pipelines because all the pipelines had suffered huge integrity damage. Vandalization and militancy in the Niger Delta were at their peak. The only option that NNPC had was to be ferrying crude by marine vessel to the refineries. It was slow and it was costly. First, a subsidiary company, PPP Fluid Mechanics, a subsidiary of Ocean Marine Security Company, owned by Captain Okunbo, was given the task. He was not satisfied that the NNPC could sustain that model. Then came a patriotic thought from the man we fondly call Captain Dr. Hosa Wells Okunbo, JP, and his Ocean Marine Solutions. It was he who proposed the unusual solution of bravely fixing the damaged pipelines and providing security along the right-of-way. It was the Bonito Port Harcourt refinery, 55 kilometers, 24 inches pipeline, and the Escravos to Warri refinery, 60 kilometers, 24-inch crude pipelines that we are talking about. That was the easy part of the arrangement. This was a service to be provided at a humongous cost. The scope and the cost implications were yet to be ascertained. But out of a patriotic spirit and against the initial skepticism of NNPC management, Captain Dr. Hosa Wells Okunbo offered what was unheard of, accepting a letter of proof of concept, which is that NNPC would only pay when it was sure that service was delivered in the scope it was planned, and that the refineries were now working as expected. He only had as advance payment a letter of comfort.
They have been at least one of the best partners that we have on the security and maintenance of the pipeline. At the stage when they joined us, the line has been down for long. We could not operate it because at a stage the Escravos were losing sometimes 30, sometimes even 40% of what we pump. We have to abandon the line. Then we went to crude by vessel, which is terribly expensive. But OMS, on their own wisdom, they feel that they need to contact NNPC and see how they can even change the mode. Instead of crude by vessel, which is very expensive and not efficient, it's better to repair the line and let's use the line. So they came with their wisdom. They said they want to repair it. In fact, at no cost until when they finished, then we pay them. That was what they call the proof of concept. That is to show that I can do it and I have the capacity to do it. So we went together with them. We spent some time with them. They used their money, they repaired the line. Then we sat down. We now negotiated how much we are going to pay them because there was no agreement of rights when we went to the site. So that shows the capacity they show, which give the leverage for management to have belief on them.
Ocean Marine Solutions deployed human and assets materials with tugboats and swamp buggies, tugboats, gunboats, and welders and security men onto the Port Harcourt refinery Bonny pipeline route, as well as Escravos to the Warri refinery pipeline route. For weeks, and at a sacrificial cost, with the possibility of not being paid at the end. A default by the NNPC could bankrupt his organization. But with faith in God, zeal and dedication, and for the love of country, Ocean Marine Solutions did not disappoint. The confidence of NNPC rose. The country that was in the Yaradua days was earning a miserly $700,000 a month from crude oil sales, and whose refineries were hardly humming, could smile. The country heaved a sigh of relief thanks to Captain Dr. Hosa Okunbo, whose passing on we commemorate on January 7th this year.
OMS, they are doing very, very well. They cooperate with the communities, with the kings, in so many areas. So they are doing very well. So during the time of Avengers, when these things started to happen, OMS came to me and tell me to protect the pipelines. And I do. I tell them that they should not worry. They should go and relax. That nothing will happen. And nothing happened till today.
We could rejoice at today's more beautiful picture. But then, Ocean Marine Solutions and Captain Hosa Okunbo were the giants on whose shoulders NNPC has stood even till today to deliver 2 refineries that were finally restored. The future is still brighter, but we cannot forget the story of Captain Dr. Hosa Okunbo and his magic wand of accepting a mere letter of comfort from NNPC then, and his adept skills at a robust community engagement, and his deft handing out of security, even providing support to the Nigerian Navy at a time. There are patriots who appear in times of a national need. Captain was one of them.
My name is Captain Idahosa Wells Okunbo. A true Nigerian, a true Niger Delta. I'm the executive chairman of Ocean Marine Solutions Limited. I have loyally and patriotically served Nigeria's oil and gas industry in various capacities for the past 30 years. As the pioneer of private maritime security solutions, Ocean Marine Solutions has grown to be Nigeria's leading asset protection company, dedicated to supporting our country's strategic assets within the oil and gas industry, and contributing significantly to our economic growth. We have an unblemished reputation on record for delivering world-class services. Our most prized asset is our ability to deliver value-added services and real-time results in challenging environments. We pride ourselves at being the best at what we do. Ocean Marine Solutions will continue to serve Nigeria with integrity. This is at the heart of our business. This is Ocean Marine Solutions Limited. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
This isn't farewell.